Bing, bing, bing. Hello everyone and welcome to this video. I hope this finds you well and I hope you are ready for the weekend. And the weekends are always so great. Unless you're performing or you're, I don't know, going to functions or, I don't know, you know what I mean. But often a time to relax for me, not always, I have to work tomorrow. But anyway, so nice for you to be here and maybe relax and unwind just a little bit, share with me because I love to share. And I love, because when I share, I'm like sharing with myself, and so there's like this little journal, I guess, in a way that I can look back on and remember how I was in that day or what I said for myself, to be able to be consistent and vigilant in my choice of how I choose to live my life. I just want to talk a little bit about codependency. What is codependency? I just want to talk about that because recently I've been having many conversations about that with my friends and partner, and I've realized, you know, like over time we all developed some because of our programming and conditioning and our thought stream. You'll recognize in your thought stream that it's very ego-based and it's relied on codependency with subjects or objects, you know, with your partner, with your friends, or with objects even, so like your car or your house, or your dependency on materialism things, and dependent on other people for your own happiness. Now, when I was really young, I guess, you know, because of the programming that I endured throughout my life, I kind of like, it's just like I realized that codependency has been a huge part of my life until the last years, to wake up and recognize that, you know, I am me and the other person, I'm going to speak about partnerships and friendships, and the other person is who they are. I have come to realize that I will never ever be able to change anyone, and you know, and when that is a subconscious motivation and a motivator for me, it's like for myself, and this is only for me, it's only a perspective that I have and have about relationships and how it's been so actually make me flourish in relationships that I choose to to spend my time with, because I would never have friends or relationships or a partner or anything to be codependent on me, or for me to be codependent on other people. I guess, you know, that it can come up, it can creep up in so many ways, and especially because the way we're conditioned in our domestication and our relationship to the ego. Codependency is very ego-based. It's all running the show on ego and being not being aware of your motivation behind having friendships, and what one believes that friendships are required to have. You know what I mean? You are required to do this and this and this. Well, I absolutely don't agree with any of that. And also, like and I guess there can be, even so, when I think about compromise, I think that is something that is agreed upon within a relationship. You know, I've been very fortunate in some ways, but some ways not, because and to think about my being gay, because when I entered a gay relationship, there is not like a model, but unfortunately sometimes gay people had adopted a straight model, because we didn't have any role models not any role models necessarily to be able to, so we adopt like straight. So anyway, that creates a lot of codependency. My mom was married 7 times. I grew up in households that were very infrequent when it came to acceptance. I think acceptance. And I watched and I observed people trying to change other people so other people could feel better throughout the beginning of my life. And I adopted that too. And all relationships that I had prior to the one I have at the moment were basically all a little codependent. And maybe perhaps we can't really get away from that unless we're consciously aware of our motivation, consciously aware of what we think we need to change in another person so we can be happy, or we can feel our completeness, or whatever, however you want to label that, or whatever. There will ever be, you know, for me, I remember having, to make a long story short, I had a run-in with one of my ex-partners, and I came in to realize that I wanted my partner to behave differently than what I assumed. My partner's coming in right now, so I just want to continue, but it's blinking. But I think that what I realize is that when you're codependent, you are trying to change another person, and someone is trying to change your behavior so you can, so the other person can feel better. Now this kind of negotiation is really not productive in the long run, because we care about other people. We want to change other people. We want to change for the other person so they can feel better, and then you put yourself on the line, and I guess you could see that as I don't know, compromise or something like that. I guess it can be agreed upon. But anyway, I guess what I basically want to say with this talk is that if you're trying to change anyone so you can feel better, or that you think someone should behave differently than what you're behaving or how you're behaving, that is a recipe for disaster eventually, I believe, because that is not going to it's certainly not going to allow you to be you, because we're always trying to please. And I used to definitely, in the beginning of my life, try to please other people so much that I would adapt and sacrifice myself and compromise myself so other people could feel better in many different areas of my life, my professional life and my private life. So I think that, you know, when you get real with the fact that you don't want to change anyone, and you won't change yourself for anyone else to feel better, then there's potential in that decision and that choice. But hey, it's all up to you. And I think codependency is around and everywhere, in materialism, with friendships, with partnerships, and I don't know. I think they can sustain much longer and much more authentic, and build much more trust when no one's trying to change another to be different than they are. And accept, you may not agree, but we're not here to agree on how people live their lives. We're here to teach by example, maybe, perhaps, and that is a possibility. Well, I just want to share that with you today. I hope you have a beautiful weekend, and yeah, and I send you much love wherever you are. And remember, all of us are so unique, and we all are doing our best wherever we are, and sometimes maybe someone's best isn't your best. So, but all of that is basically illusional, because at the end of the day, we want to choose love over being right, and love is unconditional, and not being right and not trying to change anything to make you. The only thing you can change is yourself, and what is that? What is that? And that's constantly changing. So what can other people change and constantly change? And we respect that, and then everything is okay. All right? I don't know. I hope you enjoyed that and have a beautiful weekend, and thank you for watching. All right, big kiss. Bye.